Good evening. It's a wonderful Saturday evening here in the Ville. It is amazing. What a great day we have had. I hadn't really done a whole lot today. My daughter called this morning and said, "Mom, what you doing?" And I said, "Washing clothes." She said, "Well, why don't you bring your clothes over here and wash them and hang out with me?" So that's what I did. I took my clothes over to my daughter's house and washed my clothes at my daughter's house while I hung out with her. And I just had the biggest time talking with my daughter. And it reminded me of when I was little. And I would sit on the front porch and I'd talk to my granny. Granny and I would have some of the wildest conversations. She would tell me about life when she was a kid. And I'd look at her and I'd say, "Oh, Granny, those were the good old days." How things were different. But it was funny. When I was thinking about, okay, what am I going to talk about tonight? Because I hadn't really even had a thought much today other than just enjoying talking with my daughter. And hanging out with my husband. My son, he was busy working, and then he went out with some friends. They went to the county fair, so over in neighboring county. So I didn't see him that much today. And then Brett was going through some old photos, trying to find some stuff. It's about time for our FFA tractor pull to come back up. I say ours, it's our county's does a tractor pull every year, and he was going through some pictures, getting ready to advertise and things for it, and he's part of the alumni that puts it on. And he come across a picture of our kids when they were little and our gazebo was first getting built. My kids looked so tiny then. My son was, I don't know, probably 8, 9 years old. And he was making some funny faces, and he was building a fire in the fireplace that we have in the gazebo. And he was smiling, and Brett looks at me and says, "I don't remember this dog." I'm like, "I don't either." So I text my daughter, "When did we have this dog?" And she's like, "Oh, it's one of them that Mongo played with." I'm like, "Okay, me and Daddy don't remember it." And of course, she thinks it's so funny that me and Daddy can't remember this dog that our children were playing with. But it's like, how fast time has flown. I mean, my children look so young in those pictures, and now they're so grown up. And how different of a relationship we have. I mean, my daughter's grown and married, and our relationship now is more of a friendship than it is a mother-daughter friend, It's more of a friendship and just hanging out and spending time together as friends more than just a parent and child relationship. And my son is becoming a young man, and he's 15. He'll be grown before long. And I see our relationship transitioning from being the mother who has to, constantly make sure he doesn't trip, fall, or picks him up and dust him off, to the mom who's like, "Okay, my son just went out the door again for, what time's he coming home tonight? Oh, okay. Okay, he's got to be, your curfew." And it's just like totally different relationships. And at the same time, it's amazing to see these pictures of when they were little and think, man, that feels like just yesterday they were that small. And today, they're embarking on new adventures for themselves. It's no longer mom and dad has to do it. They are going out with friends and hanging out with family. And it's like my daughter, she has her own family now. A husband and in-laws and friends that I don't even know all of them. Because since being married, she and her husband's gotten new friends. And just reminds me so much to just slow down sometimes and enjoy those days where you don't really get anything accomplished. I went with the intent of having my daughter do some stuff at her house because she's hurt her back earlier in the week. I thought I'd help her, but we ended up just talking. I did get my clothes done though. That was good. And it's funny. My daughter has a clothesline too. We put her up one about a year or so ago. I like her clothesline a little better than I do mine. Mine ends up in the shade quicker. Hers is in the sun. And clothes dry real quick in it. Come home, told Brett, I said, where can we find a spot in the yard to put me up? Might move my clothesline more out into the sun. And we ended up with more of a honey-do job list than we ever have. But in it all, I've learned to appreciate my children in a whole new way. To appreciate their individuality. Now, my two children, Jesse and Samantha, are really close. And I'm blessed because they are. They're not close in age. There's about 6 years between the two of them. But I know if my son doesn't feel like he can come to me with an issue, he feels like he can talk to his sister. And Samantha pretty much is the same way with Jessie. There's something she needs help with. She don't really feel like talking to anybody else. She knows she can trust him. And I'm blessed in that sense, that they love each other and they trust each other and they're there for each other. And that's what family's about. Being there for each other. Helping each other. Any way possible. I love that about my little family. I think that's one thing about my little community that's so wonderful. It's so small. People take care of each other. It's like the little school I work in. It's a real small school. We all know each other. And we help each other. Our community does that too. They come together and help each other. That's blessings of living in a small town. I think sometimes that's what God means it for us to be. You know, He says we're all family. I think that's why we are to look at each other's family. Even the stranger on the street. Respect them as family. Because in the end, we're all God's children. His creation. If we can learn to look at each other as with respect and love like that, this world will be a whole different place. And I'm thankful God gives me that insight, that knowledge that see people differently. Don't know if I'm going to get used to the fact that I have grown children, but I sure do appreciate the journey that we've been on together. And so look forward to the years ahead of the journey and this new adventure we're on. So, as you get older, and your kids get older, see it as a new adventure more so than anything else. Because that's what life is. Life's an adventure. You never know where it's going to go. I believe in you. God bless.